Hello, students. Welcome back to your English class. Students, we have done a lot of descriptive writing. Today, we are going to focus on descriptive essay. The purpose of a descriptive essay is to describe a person, place, or thing in such vivid detail that the reader should easily be able to form a precise mental picture of what is being written about. How does this happen? The author may accomplish this, or you will accomplish this by using imaginative language, interesting comparisons, and images that appeal to the senses. Your reading should be an experience. Let's let's see a descriptive essay and understand it, interpret it so that we know what kind of an essay we should be writing. I have always been fascinated by carnival rides. It amazes me that average, ordinary people eagerly trade in the serenity of the ground for the chance to be tossed through the air like vegetables in a food processor. It amazes me that at some time in history, someone thought that people would enjoy this, and that person invented what must have been the first of these terrifying machines. For me, it is precisely the thrill and excitement of having survived the ride that keeps me coming back for more. My first experience with a carnival ride was a Ferris wheel at a local fair. Looking at that looming monstrosity spinning the life out of its sardonish caged occupants, I was dumbstruck. It was huge, smoky, noisy, and not a little intimidating. Ever since that initial impression became fossilized in my imagination many years ago, these rides have reminded me of mythical beasts, amazing dinosaurs carrying off their screaming passengers like sacrificial virgins. Even the droning sound of their engines brings to mind the great roar of a fire breathing dragon with smoke spewing from its exhaust pipe nostrils. The first ride on one of these fantastic beasts gave me an instant rush of adrenaline. As the death defying ride started, a lump in my throat pulsed like a dislodged heart ready to walk the plank. As the ride gained speed, the resistance to gravity built up against my body until I was unable to move. An almost imperceptible pause as the wheel reached the top of its climb allowed my body to relax in a brief state of normalcy. Then there was an assault of stomach turning, weightlessness as the machine continued its rotation and I descended backwards towards the earth. A cymbal like crash vibrated through the air as the wheel reached bottom, and much to my surprise, I began to rise again. Each new rotation gave me more confidence in the churning machine. Every ascent left me elated that I had survived the previous death defying fall. When another nerve wracking climb failed to follow the last exhilarating descent and the ride was over, I knew I was hooked. Physically and emotionally drained, I followed my fellow passengers down the clanging metal steps to reach the safety of my former footing. I had been spared, but only to have the opportunity to ride again. My fascination with these fantastic flights is deeply ingrained in my soul. A trip on the wonderful Ferris wheel never fails to thrill me. Although I am becoming older and have less time or less inclination to pray, the childlike thrill I have on Ferris wheel continues with each and every ride. So, when you see the subject of this entire essay was simple, it was about a Ferris wheel. The author makes it interesting. However, the author has compared the Ferris wheel to a monstrous creature. The author also makes good use of varied vocabulary. For example, in the first paragraph alone, she uses verbs that create excitement, like fascinate, amaze, and terrify. In the second paragraph, she uses variety of terms to describe the machine, such as monstrosity, mystical beast, and fire-breathing dragon, amazing dinosaur. The author also uses her senses to describe the scene, how the rider looks, sounds, smells, and feels. The ride is huge, smoky, noisy, and its engines drone like the roar of a dragon. On the side, she gets a rush of the adrenaline and a lump in her throat. She feels, she feels immobile and then weightless. So here the essay was very well organized. There was an introduction. The introduction begins with a general statement, which was like, I have always been fascinated by carnival rides. But it ends with a more specific statement of what the essay will be about. The thrill and excitement of a carnival ride keeps me coming back for more. The body of the essay over here was composed of many paragraphs that described the Ferris wheel, the way it seems from the ground, and the way it feels when you ride on it. You students are writing only one body paragraph. The conclusion of this essay restated the main idea of the essay, that the author continues to find carnival rides thrilling and exciting. Now, students, I would like to give you a tip or idea of how to do description. If you are describing a place, then you must talk about the type of place: the country, countryside, outdoors, seaside, beauty spot, tourist spot. Which place are you describing? Is the ruined place? Is it a famous site? The adjectives that you can use for places can be remote, imposing, superb, easily accessible, inaccessible, peaceful, interesting, memorable, or inspiring, world famous, off the beaten track, little visited, much visited, tourist ridden, beautiful, picturesque, isolated, breathtaking, pretty, bustling, sleepy, lively, sparsely populated, etc. Whenever you're describing a place, any place, you must include the location, physical characteristic, the atmosphere, the special attraction of that place, the culture and people in that place, historical details, and lastly, your personal opinion. What is your impression of that place? When you're describing a person, you must describe someone you admire, a famous person, someone who has impacted your life, or an interesting person you met. The adjectives that you can use for a person can be interesting, shy, diffident, pushing, overbearing, talented, lonely, sociable, likable, pest, intelligent, introvert, extrovert, approachable, unapproachable, businesslike, humble, timid, practical, impractical, good mixer, good conversationalist, antisocial, retiring, sport, snub, bore, know all, difficult, arrogant, shrewd, energetic, conceited, modest, brash, self confident, lazy, ambitious, easygoing, strict, and cunning. Whenever you describe people, you must include their physical appearance, their personality, character, attitudes, behavior, their interest, hobbies, profession. Also, don't forget to include your personal opinion. Whenever you are describing objects, you must include the physical appearance, where was it made, the use, personal impression, and when you're describing events or experiences or thoughts, always remember the setting, when and where it happened. Most of the time, whenever we are narrating an event, it has always taken place. So you must use past tense. What happened in the chronological order and your impression or opinion about it. Whenever you write a descriptive essay, remember the instance that you want to write and describe. What were you doing? What other things were happening around you? What objects were located around you? What was the surrounding reminding you of? The sight, smell, sound, taste, etc. Did the sight, smell, sound, taste remind you of anything? What were you feeling at that time? Has there been an instance in which you have felt this way before? What do you want your reader to feel after reading the essay? What types of words and images can convey this feeling? Can you think of another situation that was similar to the one you're writing about? How can it help explain what you are writing? Is there enough detail in your essay to create a mental image for your readers? So, students, keeping all this in mind, I'm giving you 3 essay topics that you can select from. Okay, select any one and write a nice descriptive essay on it. So, students, there are 3 topics that I have removed, I have made for you. The first one is first experience of a storm. The second one is my favorite holiday destination. And the third one is the person I love the most. Now, remember, the first one is your experience of a storm. So, you're going to talk about an event, you're going to describe this event, you're going to describe in detail about this event, what happened, which place, setup of the place, your experience, and you can draw parallels with other situations. So, the first one is about an event, the second one is about a place. So, my favorite holiday destination. Now, we are going to talk about that place and why that place is your favorite holiday destination. You're going to describe and explain. You're not going to tell the reader, you're going to show the reader. You're going to let the reader experience the reason the holiday place is special. You're going to make the reader experience the storm. And lastly, the person I love the most. Over here, you're going to make sure the reader falls in love with that person. So you're going to describe that person in detail, the physical appearance, the personality. Go through the video again, go back to the slide where you have the adjectives and you have the pointers where I explained you what to keep in mind when you're describing a place, person, or an event. Okay, keeping that in mind, students, I'm ending the class over here. So stay home, stay safe, take care. Write this and send it to me on my private WhatsApp chat. Thank you and have a great day.